Hey y'all, hey. Come on in. I'll wait a few minutes and see who's going to join, who's going to hop on. Okay. Send this out to people. Let's see. Hey, Miss O, thanks for joining. Hey, Jan and 55971, thanks for joining. Hey, Dr. Tebow, thanks for joining. Come on in, guys. How y'all evening been going? It's been a long day, but I'm coming on here live. I wanted to catch up with you guys, see how you all are doing, share some information with you all. So I'm waiting on my partner in crime to hop on, Tiffany, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So for those of you all that are joining, tell me where you guys are from. Okay, so there's Tiffany. She's joining now. And let me see let's see. There she is.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, there, my girl.
How is everybody tonight?
They all agree with me. They said
Hey,
it's
hey,
been a
hey.
long week. That's what they said. Thanks for
Oh, the
joining,
one that
Anthony.
supposedly just started yesterday?
Right. That's a shame.
Yes, I would have to agree with that. I
Oh,
definitely
boy.
agree with that.
I feel tired. I told them, I said, nevertheless, we're going to come on here and share some information.
We are going to do this.
So I've
That's what
been
we came to
sharing
do.
out.
Share some
Mm-hmm.
information with you guys.
Yep.
I got too many cameras going on. Something that's going to have to give.
Oh,
That one isn't working. Here we are.
okay.
Monday is Monday.
Right. So I'll just go ahead. So of course, Tiffany and I, we've been working together for a long time. And so tonight we're going to be talking to you guys about why you need a seamless customer journey in your business. And this goes across the board. It don't matter what industry that you're in. So of course we're going to be coming from the hair loss or the hair industry side. So you're a stylist, barber. We're coming from that aspect of it. But the things that we shared today, just pick up and you'll be able to use across the platform. I wanted to talk about this just because, particularly in the hair industry, I'm sure other industries have similar quirks or downsides to them, but like the hair industry, for whatever reason, every time I talk to somebody, they say like, the hairstylist, the professionalism with them is going down, or it's just always just a bad rap. And so we could just get ahead of the game and really look at, okay, where is the breakdown in those myths that are going on, and just educate our stylists and barbers and to help them have more systems in place to help them with their business.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's where we're going to come from tonight, because I get tired of hearing people put our industry down. And I'm like, it's not like that for everybody. And so I want to just
It's
bring us
not.
together tonight. So, we can all talk about this and just share from both our experiences. And before we jump into it, I'll introduce myself in case this is your first time coming to my page or you're hearing about me. So my name is Precious Rutland. I'm a trichologist as well as the creator of the Institute of Beauty. So I train stylists and barbers, beauty professional, health practitioners on how to treat their clients' hair loss holistically so that they can reduce hair loss amongst men and women and really educate them, so they can also have a wider clientele, increase their revenue at the end of the day. And I'll
Absolutely.
go ahead and let Tiffany jump in and introduce herself.
Okay, good evening, you all. My name is Tiffany Nicole. I am a hair loss specialist and also a cosmetology career consultant. So, what that means is that I help beauty professionals that are either coming out of school, graduating, and all up in between there, all the way up to those who are ready to enter into entrepreneurship and, have their first grand opening. So, that's what I do at the Cosmetology Collective and this joint effort that I'm doing with Precious right now. We are focused on the hair loss segment of the industry because we know our industry is huge. But this collaboration, we are definitely focusing in on the hair loss industry and how we can help you with your hair loss client.
Absolutely. And before we even jump into tonight's content, we finally got it done. We've been talking about hosting this event for a doggone, I don't know, 2 months now. So we finally got it together. We were trying to do a live event, but then we heard from you all that, you want to be able to attend from everywhere. So this is what we're doing. We're including you all. We're making it available to everyone. So for those of you that you're having your hair license and you want to know what else you can do to advance and broaden that certification, that license, what else you can do with it. We are hosting an event. It's going to be on October 24th. I dropped the link in the comments. So you guys feel free to go check it out, sign up, get your ticket. It is free. So if you like today's content, what we're putting down, you'll get more of that at the free event. Okay, so Tiff, where do you want to start? Like, what do you when you think of your customer's journey? Like, what does that mean
Well,
to
first, I
you?
think we need to explain what is the customer journey or the customer
Gotcha.
experience, because I think that we, throughout our industry and other industries, I think that, we have a different definition that we think of ourselves, right?
Mhm.
But it is basically every experience that the customer has with your business. Like right now, this is a part of the customer journey because people that are being introduced to us, people that may have, been following us for a little while are getting the opportunity to learn more about us. So this is a part of the customer journey, the customer experience. The way you book your clients, how you interact with them when you meet them, every phase of what you do with your client is a part of the customer journey from the
Mhm.
beginning to the end, even after they pay, because it's not over after they pay.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of us kind of forget about that part, the follow up, and things like that. It's all a part of the experience.
Absolutely. And so for me, the customer journey is like after they have made that transaction to you. So they have given you their money, they've purchased whatever service they got from you. Like to me, that's when the client journey starts. So it's like, up until the beginning, they're getting an information from me. They decide like, hey, I trust her enough to take care of my hair and to educate me to help me get the tools that I need to keep going. And it's like, I'm gonna go ahead
Mhm.
and invest in myself. And then that client journey is like where it begins. Is it seamless? Is it where, they're not able to find me? It's hard for them to book appointments with me? Is it hard for them to
Mm-hmm.
understand the protocol, the hair routine that I've put them on? Do they have access to me, as far as like having questions? Because it's one thing to
Mm-hmm.
outline and tell a person, okay, you need to do XYZ, you need to shampoo your hair, do this as many
Mm-hmm.
times, do this, wear this type of style. They could do that all day long, but then sometimes people just need that additional care, that additional attention. They need to know that, hey, I got somebody else that's invested in me and that's going to be willing to help me along this journey, because it's already
Mm-hmm.
a struggle. I just
Yep.
became aware that I needed help, that I'm losing my hair. And so it's like, well, now I need to know that I have someone that's invested in me and not out here just to make another quick dollar
Mm-hmm.
off of me, just because I'm
Yes.
I'm like another number. They see me out here being desperate. I'm trying all these different things. They're not just selling me another product. Like, they truly have some structure for me to
Mm-hmm.
follow, and it's simple, it's not complicated, and like I'm learning about myself and my body at the same time. So to me, that is like what a client journey looks like. And then,
Mm-hmm.
record results.
Yep, that's definitely, it's all goes definitely together. Absolutely. And I think too that, even like I said, the introduction of what we're doing now, because we're doing um, helping the clients get to know us, whether it be the physical salon client or the business to business client. So I think that the first introduction is really it's really key, because if they don't like what we have, or what that person has, then they're gonna say, maybe I'll listen a little more, maybe I'll go to the website. But if we have our customer experience in a seamless setting, if we're offering the correct information that they need to hear, you know, then we have a better chance of working together, no matter whether it's the client, the business to client, or the business to business.
Yeah, and another thing that you want to watch out for, and why it's also important to have that client journey, is because everyone is quick right now, especially in days with social media. And if something is
Yes.
not on point, or they get some horrible service, or it's just crap, you best to believe that is where the first place where they're going to leave a review. They posting it everywhere. They telling everybody about it. So it's about, okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
how do I want myself? How do I want my company to be represented out here in these streets, they say?
Out here in these social media streets.
Yes.
So in a
And I'm
sense, your business does need to be for the streets so that people can decide if they like you or not, to a degree. Now, you don't want to cast your net too wide, but you want to make sure that, you're attracting the people that you want.
Oh yeah, you just brought up a good point. So that's like another key factor here, is about whether or not are you niche down, or how niche down are you? Like, are you very clear on who your client is? And so that was one of the things that took me a while to get to really focus on who my client is, because if you're not clear on the services that you offer, who they're for, who
Mhm.
your client is, that's also going to hinder your client's journey, and as
Absolutely.
far as like the results that you're looking for.
Absolutely. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining in. We see you coming through. We see you. Thanks for joining.
Yes.
But
So
yeah, I definitely, oh, go ahead.
now I was going to say, so you have like any stories that you could share, as far as like I guess good or bad, as far as like with these customer journeys that we talking about? Let's be real and tell them, put it
So,
out here.
I mean, quite honestly, it's been a couple of situations. I've been in business for 30 years, behind the chair. Next year will be my 30th year. And with the consulting business, it's been a couple of years, so I've had different experiences on both sides. I have definitely learned that follow up is a major part of the customer journey, whether it's the follow up when they're actually in your presence. If you're serving clients behind the chair, you need to follow up with them. Don't just send them out the door. Ask them, how do they like their hair, or whatever service it is that you're providing to them. How do they like the treatment plan that they were put on? Can they actually maintain it? Give them the tools to maintain it. That is all a part of it. So I would want to say probably the first maybe 10 years of my career, like that wasn't it. I wasn't doing that. I was sending them out the door. You're done. Whew, I'm tired. Good day. See you in 2 weeks. Did you book? That was the extent of my customer journey, was focusing on rebooking, because that's what I was being taught at the time. That was the focus. So I didn't know any better. So now that I do,
Mhm.
you have to make those adjustments. And especially when you are, once you know who your ideal client is, okay? The target audience wants you. The ideal client, you want them. So once you know who your ideal client is, you have to make sure that you are putting things in place to keep them with you and keep that relationship fresh and keep building, so they continue to trust you and build the loyalty. And then your client retention goes up. So that is, always the goal, but it definitely was not um, even something that was talked about when I first started in those first 10 years of my business. So that's definitely one of the things that I learned. And since I've been implementing that, the retention, like I have clients that I've been serving for over 20 years, since then. So definitely changing that and implementing better customer service, creating a journey from beginning to end, you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference because the clients will stay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I can share a similar story because I too have been involved in the hair industry for almost like 26 years. And like you mentioned, like they teach you a little bit about it in hair school, but like it's different. Like once you get out there on the salon floor, you're doing booth rent because now your mind is really in all directions and you got to wear all these hats, especially if you're doing booth rental and you haven't went to a chain salon and you're busy
Right.
having to market yourself. And like the last thing like that win for you is like, oh, I finally got a client. Here they come in my chair. And so like I can just remember days clearly where even though it wasn't like necessarily taught to me about the client's journey,
Hmm.
but it was just something that was just always in me because I always paid attention to, how are other companies doing or how do I'm treated when I go in other salons to get my hair done. So that's like when I began to formulate those skills. And I'm a people person anyway. So it just comes off naturally, but some stylists like just don't have that. Like they just want to do their clients' hair, get this money, get them in and get them out.
Yeah.
And so you have to be very mindful of that. Especially like if there's days you don't feel like being there because the clients they can sense that, they can feel that. But nevertheless, you push through and do what you have to do. But again, that's where it's going to come down to knowing like who your client
Hmm.
is and what they like. And I feel like we keep saying like know who your client is. So I want to give like just a couple of tips to help you like get clear on helping you figure out like who that client is so that way you don't get
Hmm.
stuck or you can start making the changes that you need into the business so that you can get the
Yeah.
clients that you want and offer service so you can enjoy the work that you're doing. So Tiffany, do you have any tips for them like just coming from that piece of it?
I would definitely say, a part of knowing who your ideal client is knowing what you want. How do you want to work? How long do you want to work? What are some of the styles that you enjoy doing the most, or services? You need to know those things, and then you can create your ideal client around that. Because if I don't like doing quick weaves, then the person that's getting quick weaves is not going to be my ideal client. If I don't like, what's that massager thing, or, if I don't intend on using fruits or whatever as a part of my approach, then I'm not going to be looking for that person who is already enjoying that experience. That would not be my ideal client. Now, they may fall under the target audience because they are looking for hair services, and they're looking for, a high experience. I don't always want to say high ticket. When I say high, I don't want it to always equate to high ticket. But if your customer experience, if you're having a luxe experience, then that type of client may already be interested in something like that, but they might want to, take it a step further and, like you said, do something that's more holistic. So you want to make sure that you are targeting the clients that fit around that. I think a lot of times we go the other way around. We want to say, oh, these people are booking this, so this is what I'm going to do. Well, if you don't enjoy it, it's going to bleed through and they're going to know, and they're not going to stay anyway. Right. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up because that brought back like a memory to me, like just coming out of cosmetology school, and they would say, don't turn down no money, you take all the clients. But then as I started, operating from that standpoint, I was ending up getting clients that like weren't my ideal client, meaning I was doing services and work that I really didn't care for, but it was money because it was coming in and I had to pay booth rent. And no matter what, they wanted their money every Friday. So, I had to do
Listen.
those services. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's how I ended up further deciding what I wanted to do with my hair license and which direction that I wanted to go. Because then that's where I really decided, like, hey, I like working with these type of clients. I don't like working with these type of clients. Like, so for me, it was real important that I started pulling in clients that were interested in hair care and hair growth and just not out
Yes.
here looking to get a quick style or the latest trend. And I also was honest
Mhm.
with myself and knew like what my stylist, my styling capabilities were. So like I knew personally that
Ooh.
I'm not big on, these trends going on, but I definitely can get your hair to grow. I can tell you what to do, how to do this. So if if that's what
Yes.
you're interested in, full voluminous hair, you want it thicker, fuller, I can get you there. Now I
Mhm.
may not be able to do these other styles and this edge control and all these gels and products, but I definitely can do that. So that's going to
Mhm.
be like the other part in your customer journey is just being real with yourself and where your skill
Yes.
level are and your
Mhm.
assessment. And so again, that's why Tiffany and I are throwing this online event so that you can, begin to figure out where you are in your business, where you are as a person as a whole, and where you want to go to the next level. So
Mhm.
for those of you guys that are just joining, we got the link in the comments because some of you may have to hop off, but we do have an online event coming up for you all. It's going to be October 24th, and we're going to go deeper into what we're talking about now. So if you're rocking with us, you like what we're talking about, definitely check that link in the
Roll with us.
comment.
Roll with us.
What were you going to say,
Definitely
Tiffany?
roll
You seem
with
like
us.
I hit a nail when I was
No, I was saying
talking.
roll with us.
Oh,
Roll
okay.
with us. Come through, catch these gems. It's definitely going to be a good time. We're going to have it packed with a lot of knowledge. There
Yes.
are so many things that you can do. So many that are not behind the chair. It is not only behind the chair. That's all I'm gonna tell you today. But it's not. You are not gonna be chained to the chair just because you get a license.
Mm-hmm.
So many options. More than what they told you in the cosmetology book. I mean, you can honestly go and read chapter 1 and 2 and find out some of them. But as time has evolved, there's more opportunities, especially with this social media. So we're gonna get deep into that at the event. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So, Tip, you want to recap kind of what we went over so far? Like, I know we talked about having your system, as far as like booking, like making it seamless for them from the time they come to get on your books to the time that they're leaving your chair for whatever service that they got for you. And then I think we also talked about, even before we get to that part with our system, is being able to niche down and be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with who our clients are. But I think we said something else though. Did we say something else?
We talked about even like what we're doing now is a part of the customer journey. It is for a lot of you all your first interaction with us. So it starts here because this is you interacting with our businesses because we are here talking to you and giving you information and you're figuring out what we have to offer. If we're saying some things you like, if you're going to come back and hear some more things we like, and at some point push the buy button because that is a part of the customer journey. The transaction is a part of the customer journey, but it's just one part of it. Also, the follow-up once the transaction has happened, then what do you have in place? So that's where the rest of your systems kick in and do the work for you, because as a team of one,
Yeah.
as most of us are, we can't do everything, and that's how the ball gets dropped. So you have to make sure that you have your systems and processes in place. And when I say systems and processes, it's not just your booking site. It's a whole puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole puzzle. And to get those pieces, there's an event after the event. So, but we want to just, offer you this free event that we're doing so that you can get to know a little more of our teaching style and things like that. And, see if we're going to go together or not, because I want to go together real bad.
So I see that we
I want to
have
go together real bad.
some people come in. So type in the comments, like if you have any questions or just like what has been your experience in the salon with customers, like how are things going for you? Like are there any questions, things that you're looking to do, or what can you do to improve with your clients? Go ahead and drop whatever on your mind, drop it in the comments. Let's, just talk about some of these things, hash some
Exactly.
things out. So don't be afraid to do all that. And while you guys are dropping any comments, me and Tiffany will go ahead and reintroduce ourselves because I think we have some new people on. So
There's
this
some
is
new
our
people
first
on. Yeah.
time for joining. Yes, thank you. We got T Baby 678, Candy Girl 151. We got Fibrosa. I think it's Febisara 3. I don't know how to
We're going to
pronounce
tear it
that.
up. Don't, don't,
I
don't let
know.
us tear it up. Tell us
But
how to
I'm just
say it.
saying, thank you guys for joining. We got Toya B39 joining. We got Recio. That's one of our clients. Hey, Recio. Thank you. We got Love Me Too join. So
Hey.
we got some people that's joined. So I'm really grateful for you all just coming on. So if you can't have any questions, go ahead and pop them in there. But anyway, I was saying,
You
introduce
got
myself.
questions, we got answers. You got questions, we got answers.
So my name
That's why we're here.
Right. So my name is Precious Rutland, and so I'm a consultant trichologist as well as the owner of the Institute of Holistic Beauty. So I train, hairstylists, barbers, beauty pros, health practitioners on how to treat their clients' hair loss holistically so that they can in turn increase and reach a wider range of clientele and offer hair loss services
Mhm.
to their clients. Oh, Tiffany, you want to go ahead?
So for those of you that have just joined in and may not know who I am, my name is Tiffany Nicole. I am a salon owner and I am also a cosmetology career consultant. What that means is that I help you grow your business from graduation all the way to grand opening. And one of the ways that we do that is by coming here live and dropping these gems. Another way that I do that is with digital products. And I have a couple of in-person hands-on certifications also available. So there are many ways that I can help you do that. And this way right here, where we're going to do this free event, when we come together,
Mm-hmm.
don't miss it. Don't miss it. Because we're coming from two different sides of the hair loss world.
Yeah.
Precious uses a holistic approach. I'm more so focused on the appearance that your image while you are going through your hair loss journey. So that's how we work together, and we can give you both sides of the hair loss business. You figure out which side works best for you,
Mm-hmm.
once you get all the information. But, the systems and the things that we're going to tell you will work with either way that you choose to pursue the hair loss industry.
Mm-hmm. And I like what T Baby said. She's like, there's one thing that she learned is that you can't do every service. Like that's a whole sermon right there. Like,
I mean, but I will say this. In my opinion, there's a time for that. And that's when you first get out here. Get your feet wet, right? Figure out, are you an updo queen, or, do you like low cuts? Are you more into the hair care? Do you want to give a, relaxing experience? Whatever your thing is, you don't just walk out the door knowing it all of the time. Now, there are some people, if you have it, you have it. And there are some people that have to develop it, but you can't develop it if you haven't experienced it. So I think there's a time for it, but don't stay in that thing too long. You'll get burned out. You need to make a decision, and perfect that, master that before you add something else. That's what I think should happen.
yeah, that's good. And I can attest to that because oftentimes I've put the cart before the horse, per se. But then that's when I end up realizing, as I mentioned earlier, where my skills are and where they lay, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing, what I was good at. And then also just, again, it went back to attracting, that wrong clientele, or that was just looking
Yes.
for that one time deal. And I had to learn, that you are going to have your hoppers, and they don't really care
Yes.
about the service. They just care about, hey, can you do this trendy style? This is what I
Mm-hmm.
want. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was like, okay, well, if this is going to be my career, I have to be happy, enjoy what I'm doing. And I knew I didn't want to be one of those stylists,
Mm-hmm.
responsible taking your edges out. And like, I knew I never wanted to be one of those stylists. So I was just always wanted, like I said, be more into, the hair care part of it. So.
Hey, Tucci. I can say I have not been responsible for snatching the edges, but I'm gonna go ahead and say something. Back in the '90s, with that damn pump it up and those crimps,
Yeah.
I got a funny real quick. I put that damn crimping iron on that lady's hair, and the hair was in the iron. Oh, oh, I probably had been working for 2 years when I did that. I cried after I got done with her. I just went in the back and cried. My manager had to come. It was so bad. It was so bad.
We're
But
gonna
I
have to
learned
talk
from that.
about that on the next
Yes,
live. Like, how did
yes,
you
yes.
bounce back after making them mistakes? Let me write that down. Wait a
Let's write
minute.
that down. We're gonna pin that and come back. We're gonna come back to that. But it reminded me because I just saw a meme the other day with all of the '90s hairstyles, and I said, "Oh, baby, that was a lot of spray." Okay, so the '90s are why or why is so many hair loss clients. They need you. We're gonna help you. We're gonna help you bring them in. We help you bring them in. But honestly, just a lot of improper hair practices have been going on, and some of it caused hair loss. So
I
anytime
think
you
it's
think an industry is saturated, there's always a twist. There is always somewhere else you can go with it.
I don't know. I think it's more these new styles, these wigs, carrying on these lace fronts and these glues and stuff, and how we applying them. I don't know.
That's gonna be the hair loss clients in 10 years. That's that's the newcomers. That's the next generation. I think, yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think every generation has that. It's going to be some new trend or service or whatever we're doing that just may not be the best thing and can cause problems. So I decided to not be the cause and to be the solution.
Yeah.
You know, you have to get there at some point.
I think we're
So
gonna
I
call it.
think that
I think we're gonna call it the mistakes we made as new licensed hairstylists.
listen, yeah, yes, yeah. I think that's a good one. I got some more popping up, but I'm not gonna say it. Yes, that is why I'm trying to get in front of it now, because I can already see my generation having major hair loss problems from wigs. Absolutely.
Really?
From the improper application of the wigs.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. And removal, because YouTube University. Okay, y'all gonna have me
Yeah.
going to a whole nother subject. Okay, 2 minutes here. I'm gonna sit here for 2 minutes. While there are some, I think that the professionals are now understanding, yes, and the removal. The professionals are now understanding the value over on YouTube. So now we're
Mhm.
navigating that way. But before, we were busy working, and I'm not gonna say a name because I don't want it to be somebody's name on here. I don't want to cause no problems. But somebody that was unlicensed that just knew how to do something to their hair or to their sisters or cousins' hair made a video and made another video, and somebody else made a video doing their cousin, and it just caught on while we were busy. We were busy. We weren't looking. We weren't taking it serious because we didn't know. We weren't paying attention. So I need us all to plug in, tap in, and like you said, get in front of it now. So get into the hair loss now, so that you can be ready when they need you.
Well, I think another part of that hair loss,
Hey, Fab.
or that customer journey is too, and this gonna probably be another live, is that what I've been hearing is like the clients are saying that the hairstylists are charging outrageous prices for these services, so they have no choice but to do their own hair service and turn to YouTube University. Why you make that face?
Because I'm not going to address it. They can have that. I'm gonna stay over here in my lane. They can have that one. Because what I know, because we know who our target audience is and our ideal client. So that's why we want to give you the importance of that, so that when you hear that chatter, it doesn't even. So we can talk about it, but I'm no longer gonna internalize it. It used to piss me off when people would say stuff like that. Like, you don't care when you spending money. It doesn't change anything to come at it like that. So I'm just, we're just gonna come from an educational standpoint and make it work. Just
Right.
that's a lot for me. Some stuff I know it's gonna take me up there, and yeah, we're not gonna do that in these social media streets. I'm not gonna do it.
All right, guys. Well, I
So we didn't
appreciate
see
you
any
guys
questions.
for hopping on. Yeah, I didn't see
Do you
anything.
believe that's some? Do you believe proper? Some of the prices. I, I believe that it's a lot of factors into prices. Your skill level,
Yeah.
your customer journey, your location, um, your atmosphere. So it's not even just the treatment. It's so many other things that I feel like have an impact on your value or their value, as a service provider, no matter what the industry is.
Well, I'm gonna look at it from the standpoint because I done went to one of the hairstylists themselves because we had this conversation and she told me, she looked me dead in my eye and said, Precious, honestly, she said these prices are the way they are because the hairstylists they have to fund their lifestyle. So that's why the prices are the way they are.
And she's not wrong.
And I was like,
She's
what?
not wrong.
And I was
Every
like, I
every
said,
business is in business to fund their lifestyle.
so when she broke it
We gotta
down to
eat.
me that way,
She said that. No, but really, and I think it's just kind of the way that we say different things, right? It's the same meaning. The prices are this to fund their lifestyle. Well, if that's the lifestyle that I've created for myself and that I choose to want to live, I want a client that's going to help me support that. And if people don't want to pay that, then they're not that client. So it's the same thing as shopping at Walmart versus Target. It's a different
yeah.
lifestyle for the customer. It's a different lifestyle for the owner because the profit margins are different.
And then it all just boils down to, I guess, like what the client is just willing to do. Like, do they want healthy hair or
That,
not? And then who they deciding to go to. Oh,
yes. But you need quality service. We should, but that's not what we're seeing based on these comments, on these posts. The way the conversation is going, the narrative is being turned nowadays. It's all, bad stylists, but somebody's still paying them. I don't know.
I
I don't
still
know.
saying.
Y'all great take me there tonight. I'm not going. I'm not going. But you do.
What?
You, as a professional, we should absolutely be providing a quality service. So I'm going to pin that because then if they're not having a quality service, then I would say they're not a professional. Even if they're licensed, everybody that's licensed isn't professional. Y'all
Mm.
look, another topic. But no, seriously, you guys, if there's any topics that you want us to talk about, because as you can see, right, we come from two different perspectives, and a
Yeah.
lot of times it just still ends up being the same. So you're gonna get honest conversation here, right? You're gonna get real knowledge here because I'm not gonna say anything that I don't practice, haven't studied, or anything like that. In the expectation that you take it and apply it. If I'm expecting you to do something like that, it's definitely gonna be raw, true information. And the same with Precious, but we wouldn't be collaborating together. So don't be afraid of collaborations, but
Yeah.
vet the people that you want to collaborate with. It works sometimes.
I was saying,
This
now
is one
that's
of those
another
times.
topic too.
This is one of those times it works. But yeah, you're gonna get the truth. You're gonna get the truth here. So if it's any topics that you want us to talk about, you can DM us. You can put them in the questions in the comments here, because somebody else might be thinking the same thing you're thinking. So then they'll know, everybody will know when to come back, and whichever one get the highest, interest, we'll do first. How about that?
All right. But I think we've been on here long. I don't want to hold you all too long. But again, I appreciate you all for joining. Again, the link is pinned in the comments. So we're definitely going to invite you all to come to our event. It's going to be on October 24th. We're going to be talking about like what you can do with your hair license because there's things that you may be interested in, you know, after you're done with cosmetology school, or even now you may even have your license. And you may be looking for a different direction to go, or like what's the next step that you want to
Mhm.
be elevated to. So we're definitely putting this together because it's like, you know, this is one of the things I wish I had known when I had got out of school and started working for myself and being behind the chair.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a lot of where, our information comes from. Things that we should have known and we know now, and we want to share it with you. It doesn't get any simpler than that.
All right, y'all.
So
Well,
again, thank you all for joining. We're going to come back with some more of these candid conversations because it's always fun. Thank you all for joining.
yeah, and I see. So we'll be back next Monday, same time. All
Same
right.
time, same station.
Yeah. All right. You guys take care. Good night.
Good night.